Hello, this is Will Faerber from Art to Ride, and I wanted to share this moment with you today. Now, we're just going to watch this. Now, if you watch the very end of this, you will see when we get a perfect Piaffe out of him for the very first time. So watch what I do in the meantime, and then I'll talk you through it. We'll look at it a few times in a row. So there, those very last steps, you see how relaxed that was and how he came in and just gave himself all over to it. So let's take a look at what happened here. So I start off just asking for a nice, almost just lifting the legs. Once again, here he's more lifting his legs than he is pushing off the ground. So that's what you're looking for. In a real Piaffe, the horse pushes, like jumps off of each diagonal rather than just lifts its legs up. Most horses today we see are lifting their legs up rather than jumping off the diagonals where you feel this wonderful jump into your back. So here I'm letting him lengthen his back into the stretch. Now notice how this would be impossible if you rode the horse with a lot of weight against your hands. See, as he goes down. Now the dog is starting to come on the other side of the fence, is why he sort of acts up here for a moment. But for him, that's very good. Remember, this was a horse that was always looking for something to spook at. So to get him to concentrate like this, and even when he loses his concentration, to come back and bring that concentration right back to you again. So watch how, as I stretch him, the back legs get closer to the front legs. So when I lift the head and neck, then we're going to ask for more compression of the hind legs. But in the stretch, we're bringing them under like that. So here he's getting deeper. And now he's starting to push off again as I bring the head and neck back up. Now he's not quite perfect yet, and he's going to go through a couple of little transitions here before we get it exactly where we want it. Notice it's still trying to shoot one way or the other. He can't decide if he can just settle into it. So I just wait there quietly for him to come back. But there's still that tension. So we're looking for that tension to go away. It starts to disappear there. Now that's starting to be quite nice, but still just a little bit tense. So I still want to bring him back into the stretch one more time. Now we're going to do this a few more times before we get it perfect. So once again, we bring him into the stretch. He gets a little fractious again for a moment. No big deal. If it were any big deal, he could easily just charge out. Notice he does try to just pull the reins, my hands a little bit. I'm asking a great deal of him here. This is the most I've ever asked him to do at one time. So here it gets nice and regular again. I'm going to start him back into the stretch. Starts to elongate the entire back. And he is starting to get a little tired here. But watch these last moments here. We start to get the jump. And there it is, completely locked in. That's what we're looking for, right there. Now have a watch yourself again. Over the winter, I'm going to be putting together an extensive video book about the training of this horse. And I'm going to do a month or two, actually 4 months, the entire winter, where I'll film him every day. Because he's finally at a place where he's ready to do something. This horse has taken a lot of effort and a lot of patience, but his mind is coming around. Perhaps was very much the same way. It took her about 5 or 6 years to settle in, and now, of course, she's the sweetest horse in the world. And this kind of Piaffe was also what helped her get her mind under control, because these very, very, very difficult and very hot horses, you know, we have to learn to just get them to focus. And once we do, and get on the other side of all their physical difficulties, as this one had, they become the most wonderful horses in the world, because they always really have a lot of energy to give you. Once again, watch how the front feet come up a little closer there as I elongate the back. So I'm looking forward to doing that with this horse and really documenting all the work we've done him. I call him the second most difficult horse I've ever trained, with good reason. But he's getting to the point where most people can ride him. Actually, today, this was yesterday that I filmed this, and I got on him today and just got on him and just took him for a ride, and it was the first time he'd ever just walked around everywhere without looking at a single thing, and just really enjoyed himself and opened up his stride in the walk. So it's a long time coming with one like this, but it's very gratifying when you do. You say, well, no matter what they do, you just have to stay calm, as you see me doing here. But I also know that this is within the scope of his doability. I've been working with this horse a long time, and I know where the edge is that I can take him to a little bit, like there. So I hope that was helpful. And keep your eyes out for our video book about the training of Bailador in the spring. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to putting all the old tapes together. Right there is what we're looking for. See you all next time. This is Will Faerber from Art to Ride.